Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
How's everyone doing? It's so good to see everyone.
Hey, you. Thanks for your energy.
Well, we gotta be excited. It's the final season. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If we're not excited, what are we doing here? Let's be honest.
That's so
Poorna, I want to start with you. It's interesting. Like Devi as well. Like, look, it's a big season for all these characters. Huge season for your character. Like massive. And she's doing so much growing, and she's entering a new chapter of her life. And I just like, what is that like? Kind of preparing for that specifically, and reading that in the scripts.
It feels so natural. I cannot tell you, and yet it feels so extraordinary at the same time. You know, these lives are unfolding in front of us on the paper, but these characters are taking these massive emotional leaps and are growing so much in front of our eyes. And so, when you track Nalini, when you first meet her, she's just subsumed by grief and unable to parent and unable to fill the hole left by her husband. And by season 4, her daughter is stepping up to parent her. Her daughter, they have a relationship where Devi is now growing Nalini as well. So just to see that, which happens, all the time with parents and their children, it's what growth looks like. But both of them, I think grief made both of them stuck in a particular place, and both of them have let go of their grief and have moved on in some ways into starting the next chapter of their life. And it's, for me as an actor, as a fan of the show, it just feels like such a cathartic journey.
So much self-reflection too. Yeah. And don't forget, we all did so much self-reflection during the pandemic. So I feel like we watch shows like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Now, Richa, I do have to ask you, and this is going to be a post-launch interview because we a little bit of spoilers here.
Yes.
I mean,
Good
the final episode, there might or might not be an awesome, cool dance sequence.
Yes.
And I do want to ask, what can you tell me about that preparation when you found out about it? Like, I want to know about that dance sequence. What can you tell me about that?
I have been preparing for that dance sequence my entire life. And I say that jokingly, but also very serious.
I was about to say, I don't feel like you're lying.
I'm like joking, but not.
I met the moment.
I met the moment. I have been a dancer my whole life, and I specifically do Indian dance in real life. And in season 2, actually, it was Maitreyi to me as a joke for her birthday was like, Richa, all I want for my birthday is for you to teach me a dance. And I took it really seriously, and I was like, okay, which song do you want? And I choreographed a dance, and I taught it to her, and we made a video. This was completely outside of set, outside of Never Have I Ever. And we did that for fun, but also both of us, we were planting seeds because we really wanted to manifest Kamala and Devi dancing on the show. And I think it worked, and Mindy and Lang, we never had a conversation about it, but we got the script, and Maitreyi and I just called each other, and we're like, it happened, it's happening. We manifested this.
I can't wait for everyone to see it. It was so awesome to see it on screen. And very quickly before we wrap up, the cast has dealt with this for 3 seasons. The Netflix effect, right? Of like, you're going to snap your fingers and so many people are going to be able to see the show. That will never not get crazy, right?
Never.
It's just like, it's a magical
It really
feeling.
is. It's a surreal feeling. When we are shooting and when we're working, we're not thinking about, the person in some random country across the world and how it's going to impact it. We're just not thinking about that. No. And so when we're not working and when the show comes out and we are receiving the responses that we're receiving and seeing how it's impacted people, it's such a validating feeling for us as actors and as human beings. It's just, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just such an incredible feeling.
It is. I remember when season 1, we taped it, and then season 1 came out, and the comments were a lot around how amazing it is to see a present South Asian dad show up on screen.
It's so true.
And it's never been shown before. Loving, present.
And hot.
And I have to say, like, when we're filming these things, we don't put 2 and 2 together a lot. So how our experience filming is one thing, and then how the show is received and what people are picking up and what they need to see and how they bond with the show and the family. And It's so beautiful and so deep, actually.
And the final season, June 8th on Netflix. It was an honor and privilege to speak to both of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.